Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Retrograde Entropy. Yeah, it's quite an early video actually. I'm doing it at 6:30 in the morning. I was going to do it a little bit earlier, like 15-20 minutes ago, but I had the cough going because it was too cold, so had to wait for the ducted heating to kick in, which it has done now, so a little bit better. So yeah, should be all right now to do the video. For the most part anyway. So yeah, very interesting day yesterday. So stressful to some degree because I had the guy coming over to clean out the convection oven from via Airtasker. So that was that needed to happen because the convection oven was just really messy. And today is my cooking day, so I could have just said meh, but yeah, I definitely wanted that to be out of the way when I do my cooking, just because of all the problems I've had with getting sick. So it's done now. He couldn't 100% clean it, but he like 99% cleaned it. So yeah, what are you gonna do? But that was actually a bit annoying because he was supposed to come in the morning, and then he at like I think I told you this already, but at midnight he gave me messages, said, can I do it in the afternoon anyway? Because he had another job in this area, and I only got that message early in the morning. I was like, oh God, fine, fine, because going out to the city, but I reckoned I'd be back by the afternoon. And it kind of worked itself out, but he didn't want to give me a specific time. He was just like, I'll show up sometime in the afternoon. And I was just like, because I'm a control freak. I need to know when things will happen. And yeah, so that was a bit of a mess, a bit stressful, but whatever, it's over now. And as soon as he's finished, I felt a lot better. Although he did use actual cleaning supplies in the microwave, which I suppose should be expected, but then I had to do this weird thing where I put hot water in the microwave for like 5-10 minutes to clean out all the cleaning supplies because there was residue on the inside of the microwave. So that was interesting, and probably should have expected that, but I didn't realize that was going to be a problem. But anyway, he told me to do that, so that's fine. But yeah, yesterday there was that, and I also ordered out takeaway from Uber Eats because I didn't want to cook dinner in the microwave because of the residue problem. So that didn't really make me cook though, so I think I got lucky there. And yeah, other than that, just going out to the city, and the combination of all three of those, I think, made for a very stressful, long, tiring day. I actually thought I would need to push the shopping out to tomorrow and give myself a rest day today because I'd be so tired. But I woke up this morning and I felt okay-ish. So yeah, I think I'll still do shopping today. I really don't want to do shopping tomorrow because then it sort of ruins my no computer day plan because I want Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday to be nothing days, and then Wednesday to be a no computer day. So that's kind of my plan. So as far as going into the city yesterday, it worked out okay. Have a bit of talk about this, and this is more of an Asperger's thing than a chronic fatigue thing, but since Asperger's does affect chronic fatigue and does lead to things that affect chronic fatigue, kind of makes sense to talk about it. So basically, I went out, did the escape room, managed to fail this one, but it was, as one of my friends said, it wasn't a very well-designed escape room. Usually they're pretty linear. You go through solving puzzles one by one, and it was like that at the start, but we were in two different groups. And then we met up in the middle after like 10-15 minutes of solving our own puzzles. And we met up in the middle. It was kind of like there was like 4 or 5 different puzzles that could just be solved in any order. And there was all these people running around solving the puzzles. Some of them would solve a puzzle. Other people would, not know that they've solved the puzzle, or not know that they use this to solve the puzzle. So they don't know if this is still important, blah, blah, blah. Very, very confusing. Nobody knew exactly what was going on, and yeah, so we still got pretty close, but we didn't quite make it at the end. So anyway, that was whatever. And the fact that I was running around for like an hour with 7 other people was a bit tiring. Was a little bit tiring, and the fact that we didn't win as well, that we didn't make it, made me feel a bit, not good. So at the end, afterwards, they said, "Oh, we'll go out. Let's go out to lunch to this noodle shop." I'm not a big fan of noodles, so I said no, and then I started to go home. I made it to the car, and I was just like, "Man, this sucks. This really sucks." They're all going off to have lunch. I'm just going home by myself. I'm just going to go home and, just sit at home and play on the computer while they're off having lunch. This sucks. And that's kind of an Asperger's thing. It's the smart idea is always to go home and relax and avoid too much social, especially, in places like crowded restaurants. So what I did though was I was like, okay, you know what? It really feels bad. It really sucks. So I'm going to call them up and I'm going to say I changed my mind and then go to the restaurant, which is what I did. Turns out the noodle place had been burglarized that morning. So we went over to a dumpling place instead, I like dumplings a little bit better. So worked out in my favor. But yeah, the dumpling place, very, very packed. It actually opened. We were waiting outside for like 10 minutes. Then we went in and it was fully packed. And yeah, so the food came pretty quickly, which was good. But I was only in there for like half an hour, 45 minutes. That's as much as I could stand. The food itself didn't make me crook, which was good. Because I was feeling crook from the morning. I think the chicken, the chicken drumsticks I've been cooking have actually been making me crook. A little bit, which is weird, but because I cooked them for so long and I opened them up and I checked them and blah blah blah. But yeah, I think they made me crook because I was crook, but I also get what's called physical nerves when I have to go out places, like big places, like out to the city or out with a group of friends to a new place or something. I get physical nerves, which greatly exacerbate my IBS, so they make my stomach very, very bad. And so that may have just been that. It may have not been the chicken, but I feel like it was the chicken as well, a bit. So I was feeling those nerves quite a lot. And yeah, it was a very, it was, yes, it was a pain in the ass getting to the city. Let's just say it like that. It's a pain in the ass getting to the city. I had to plan very carefully before I actually left the house to make sure that I wasn't going to have stomach problems on the trip over there. So that's all right. But then I had dumplings for lunch. I don't think they made me crook. Maybe a little bit crook. Had to go to the loo again before I went home just to be safe. And yeah, but the noise, like the amount of noise in that restaurant was just overwhelming. Too many people, like half an hour, 45 minutes. That's as much as I can take. So I left early. And then I went home, which is, so it's kind of interesting because yes, when you've got Asperger's, especially when you have Asperger's and chronic fatigue, the best thing, like hands down 100%, is just to go home. It's just not to go to that restaurant because that restaurant will tire you out. But then it sucks because you're missing out on these social experiences, especially when you don't see those people. Like I see them like once a month. And you want to hang out with them more. You definitely want to hang out with them more, but it's just then you're exhausting yourself for the rest of the day, which is okay because this morning I feel fine. This morning I feel okay. So it's not like a lasting thing. It's not like a permanent thing. It's just like a once off. You go home and then you recover from it. So yeah, I guess that's kind of worth. I'm happy that I made the decision to go back to the restaurant. Overall, not for the food. I mean, food, yeah, whatever. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, this food is fantastic. I'm glad I had this food. I'm just like, I eat to live. Basically, that's it. Because you can't really enjoy too much food when you're always running the risk of it making you sick. You don't enjoy it. You're just like, I just want to eat something that doesn't make me sick And that's it. That's all I care about. I don't care how it tastes, whatever. I just want it to not make me sick. But, hanging out with people, getting the social stuff done. So yeah, I still think it was worth it. And also with Asperger's, you got to be. There are situations where if you it can become I guess a habit from your point of view, and a habit from other people's point of view as well. Where if you say, "Oh, I don't want to go to lunch. I'm going to go home instead," people will say, "Oh, this guy doesn't like going out to restaurants. Doesn't like doing this. So if he doesn't enjoy going out to them, then next time we won't invite him if we go out to a restaurant." And then you can get into that situation where you start feeling like people aren't inviting you to stuff. And it's not because they're assholes. It's because they're like, oh, this person, he never wants to go out to this restaurant. He never wants to go out. Or when he goes out, he leaves halfway through. So, maybe we shouldn't put him through that. Maybe we shouldn't invite him to those things because, he sits there and he just looks exhausted the whole time. He looks like he's not having any fun. And of course, when you've got Asperger's, like I can have a conversation with somebody, I can do that sort of stuff, but it takes energy. It takes a lot more energy to actually converse with people because of the Asperger's. And when I'm in a crowded restaurant and it's really noisy, it just saps all my energy. I can't do the conversation thing. So I just sit there silent, not saying anything. And you feel like you're sort of, just sucking the life out of the party almost, which is not great. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a hole that you can fall into with Asperger's, where you don't want to do anything because it tires you out, and then you stop getting invited to everything as well. Which is that's why I say it's good to kind of make an effort to do stuff sometimes. But you got to be careful of what you do, and you got to, like, leaving early, like, is absolutely fine. You got to take care of yourself as well, and you got to not push yourself if you don't, if it's not a good idea. But still, sometimes it's a good idea to push yourself a little bit, because I tell you what, if you've got no social framework around you, then that can lead to loneliness problems, which is a whole other mess. That can be very messy if you have to deal with that. So try and maintain those friendships if you can. So yesterday, done. Today, going to go out and do some cooking. I got basically no meals left. So 12 meals is not going to be enough. I want to try and do 16. And I still got to brainstorm a little bit about my third meal. I could give the mince another go. I mean, I've got the convection oven cleaned now, so maybe it would work. I might give it another go because I can't think of anything else to do right now. I still want to do the tacos. I'd have to think of something else to put in them. Vegetables, not great because it would have to be a sort of salad, and then salad you have to prepare, and I don't really like salads anyway. I need meat. In my meals. So I might do the mince again. Might cook it up again. Might make an effort to clean the microwave after every use. Just because, because I don't want to have to hire people, and I don't want to have the microwave get, scummy and crappy and all that. Because if that's causing my sickness, then yeah, definitely not good. So I'm going to do that. 16 meals. So it's probably going to be drumsticks, chicken skewers, because I think that those are pretty good if I can cook them properly. Drumsticks I'm still a little bit funny on, but I think I can cook them properly, or at least I can overcook them, and then they'll taste like crap, but they won't make me sick. So that's probably good enough. And then the deli ham, I'm starting to become of the opinion that the deli ham is not making me sick. I'm pretty sure. I've got deli ham this morning and this afternoon, so that'll be pretty conclusive because it's just deli ham all day today. And I feel fine at the moment. The Uber Eats I had last night, not really making me crook, as far as I can tell. I feel pretty okay. And even the dumplings I had yesterday, not really making me crook too much. Not long-term crook anyway. So yeah, So the deli ham, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, cooking day today, and then the rest of the week is just going to be pretty much rest days. 5 rest days in a row, with Wednesday being a no computer day. That is my plan. And yeah, that is exactly what I'm going to be doing. So, yeah, I think I'm done. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.